We'll go ahead and call tonight's regular city council meeting to order. And for tonight's invocation, we have Pastor Ken Manning from the Taylorville Christian Church. Pastor.
Stand with me. Bow our heads and pray. Heavenly Father, you have blessed us beyond measure through the freedoms that you have given us in our country, the United States of America, and through the freedoms that you have given us in our Savior, our Lord Jesus Christ. We thank you and we praise you for all of these blessings. And we ask for your wisdom and guidance upon our leaders here as they make these decisions for the city of Taylorville, our city. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Larry Bud.
Here.
Sean Burdell. Lenny Dorchenez.
Here.
Bob Heatherly.
Here.
Bruce Jones.
Here.
Jim Olive.
Here.
Martin Voda.
Here.
Earl Walters.
Here.
7 aldermen present, 1 absent. So first thing we have is a motion to utilize the omnibus vote for approval of the minutes of the meetings and the public hearing list on tonight's agenda under the title omnibus vote designation.
Your Honor, I'd like to hold the minutes for the street and sewer committee meeting. I
Yeah.
need to make some amendments to one of the motions.
Okay.
So I'll do that during the reading of the.
Good. Okay, so we have a motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Jones, all in favor of using the omnibus vote.
Aye.
I'm sorry, roll call. We use roll call now.
Lenny Dorchenez.
Aye.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, the minutes we will be approving will be the minutes of the public hearing held June 20th, 2016. Minutes of the regular meeting held June 20th, 2016. Minutes of the Cemetery Board of Managers meeting held June 21st, 2016. Minutes of the Public Facilities Committee meeting held June 23rd, 2016. And so those will be the ones we'll be approving. So I need a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, second by Alderman Heberlin. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Lenny Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, Alderman Walters has the minutes of the Street and Sewer Committee meeting held June 23rd, 2016. You've got an amendment to make?
Do you want to make that now when I read my motions?
Well, I mean, if you want to hold it, we can hold it till the end,
Yeah,
as
I'd
long
like
as you
hold-
remember
I'd
to
like
do
hold
it.
Till the end, yes.
Okay, all right, we'll just hold that. We'll move on to the resolution. This is a resolution authorizing execution of the non-waiver agreement, this regarding the insurance claim with Cincinnati Insurance Companies for the public library. This has to do with the mold remediation. We're just going ahead and file the claim to see what the insurance company may or may not pay.
Make that motion.
Alderman Voda, second? Second. Alderman Bud, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Lenny Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing the execution of easement agreements and related documents. This regarding MEC LP and Taylorville Community Unit School District Number 3 on the sanitary sewer easements.
I'll make those motions, Your Honor, because it came out of work through the Street and Sewer Committee, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that
Okay.
my fellow aldermen may have.
Second.
Second by Alderman Heberlin. Discussion or comment? Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Lenny Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Next, we have an ordinance authorizing the sale of items of personal property owned by the city, this being the municipal band equipment.
Make that motion, Your Honor.
Okay, get a second.
Second.
Alderman Olive, discussion or comment?
Just a question.
Alderman Voda.
Any proceeds from these items, they go into the general fund, is that where they go?
Right, but it's marked for them
Okay,
to be
So
used.
it goes back to
They
them.
already have plans for it.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Lenny Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Mayor Broten.
Vote yes, so that motion passes 8-0. Okay, next we have an ordinance amending section 3-3-1 of the city code, adding the definition of gross revenues, excluding legalized gaming or gambling revenue.
So moved.
Alderman Jones, get a second?
Second.
Alderman Bud. Once again, the city attorney, he's not here tonight, but, you know, he's still tweaking different definitions and all, so we're trying to get closer and closer to what we believe was the intent of this council, and let it be a tool that we can use to do that. I do know there are a couple of businesses in town, they're still striving to meet our new definitions, and we're trying to work with them to do that. So, roll call, please.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. And we have a motion to approve payment of $3,000 towards the Taylorville Optimist Club for the annual fireworks. This was something we actually approved 2 years ago now, but we said or 3 years ago, we said we would do it for a 3-year period of time, and I believe this is the 3rd year.
Make that motion.
Okay, Alderman Heberlin, second by Alderman Bud. Discussion or comment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Contrary to what maybe some residents of Taylorville might thought of the fireworks this year, I thought it was a very nice display.
I thought so too.
It was excellent.
All right, roll call, please.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Brings us to city attorney updates. He's not here. He did mention that he was working on several things with Dave Spiegel on the water department. Dave had some different ideas on those agreements and things that he thought needed tweaked himself, so Rocky is continuing to work with him on that. We'll move on to mayor updates. I don't know if you saw it in the paper. I haven't looked at tonight's paper, but on Saturday, Richard Hughes died. Richard lived right over here. He was a member of our tree board, last year, and he was a veteran. And again, I think he's an excellent example of how sometimes our veterans really fall through the cracks when they're looking for help. He had a lot of medical problems that he had trouble getting help for. John McClure, one of our local citizens, the last year or so worked really hard trying to get him the help he needed, and I think he was successful in a lot of ways. He worked on updating the individual's house over there. We did some work on that, and he got that in shape for him. And it's just a shame that he couldn't get the help he needed sooner, probably. But we'll miss him. So the next thing I have is I think I've kept everyone aware of this as much as I can. But the city has now been forced to absorb a large majority of an 11.8% premium increase for the health insurance coverage that provides for its employees and their families. I think it's just kind of the nature of the beast that it doesn't allow very much time for the city to explore options and then negotiate with the different unions and come up to an answer all within about a 7-week period. We usually get the numbers about the first week in May, and then we've got to make a decision by the last date in June, and it really pushes us hard to do that. So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to take 11.8% increase in the premium. The premium cost for this year will be over $1.35 million just in insurance cost, and so we continue to face this problem on a yearly basis with those premiums going up. And we're looking for different ways. I applaud Mr. Heberlin. He's been working hard. Thought we had a different option this time around, but when we couldn't get all the unions on board, and again, I'm not pointing fingers. It's just, again, that it's a shame there wasn't more time. We talked to him during the last month, several different times, trying to get a decision, but we just couldn't get that done. So we will continue to fight that battle next year.
Well, if I might.
Yes.
We will be discussing this very subject at Thursday night's Personnel Committee meeting and see if we have any avenues that we can follow, perhaps gain some support for maybe being able to go ahead with the HRA this year, but we will be having further discussions on that.
Be good. And then the only thing I have is, everyone's, I think, familiar that the legislators did approve a stopgap funding measure last week that allowed the state of Illinois to continue to operate at least for the next 6 months. They still don't have a full budget, but the good news, I guess, that we take out of it is at least the construction on Route 29 will continue, and we should see that finished in the fall of this year. So that part of it is good news. We'll move on to committee reports. Discussions and/or motions to approve, adopt, and/or deny, and/or table, and/or amend, and refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. And we've got Seminary Board of Managers. I'll go ahead and read those since Alderman Bertle is missing tonight. The first thing they have is a motion to accept the bid from Used Tree Service in the amount of $2,200 for the removal of an oak tree with the money coming from the general fund. I'd entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, get a second.
Second with a comment.
Alderman Dorchenez, go ahead.
Kind of curious, and I don't expect anybody to know the answer tonight, but why is the money coming from the general fund? Does anybody know?
Jackie, would you have any idea on why they would have done that?
I think she was trying to designate between that and the perpetual fund. Because normally, when they're buying a mower, they always say that this money will come from the perpetual fund interest.
Okay.
And that they were just saying that that's in his budget for the year.
So it'll come out of his budget most
Mhm.
likely. Okay,
Okay.
through the general fund. Got it.
Budget.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly,
Yes.
Bruce Jones,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Martin Voda,
Yes.
Earl Walters,
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Next, we have a motion to purchase a post hole digger from Sloan's in the amount of $1,465, once again with the money coming from the general fund. Need a motion?
I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
Okay, and a second? Help me out, guys.
I'll second it with a comment.
Alderman Bud, go ahead with your comment.
I'm curious as to why they need a post hole digger that's gonna cost $1,465.
Well,
Thank you.
I don't think it's a manual one. Alderman Voda, you got it.
Thank you. I think, I got the same question as Mr. Budd does, but I also, curious as to why the minutes are so vague on what this is gonna be used for. I mean, in the future, somebody would go back and say, okay, we bought this, why did we buy it? Or if they're gonna buy another one, there's nothing in the minutes that relate to what the use is, why we're paying this price, what the reason for pursuing two bids. And $1,465, if we're buying lawnmowers out of the perpetual fund, why are we not buying these pieces of equipment out of the perpetual fund? That's a lot of money, and not knowing what the application is there a reason why we need the PTO driven as opposed to a two-man handheld unit? I don't know what their application is, and that's a lot of
Yeah.
money for something that we may be gonna use once in a while.
Yeah.
So with that, I would make a motion to table, get some information before we approve the purchase.
Second.
Okay. Motion tabled by Alderman Voda, second by Alderman Heberlin. Roll call, please.
Rob Heatherly,
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Martin Voda,
Yes.
Earl Walters,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion to table passes 7-0.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, then we have a motion to reject the idea of pursuing the creation of a pet cemetery. I'm guessing that has got something to do with money and room and everything else, so,
If I may,
yes. Well, you want to make a motion?
in order to discuss, yes, I'll make the motion.
Okay, can I get a second for discussion?
I'll second with a comment, Your
Alderman
Honor.
Walters, go ahead, Alderman Voda.
Okay, again, it goes back to the same thing, is limited information as to, who's pursuing this, why the question was brought to the table, and what the negatives are, when you start looking at the nickels and dimes, and the cemetery is one of those, assets we have in the city that we maintain and have limited income. Is a potential, income to help maintain the cemetery. I mean, again, it's limited on the information we received.
My comment, John, would just fall into the category of a negative motion, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be necessary.
That's where I was going with this. This is a negative motion.
No motion is necessary.
Okay,
I withdraw my motion.
all right. So then
I'll
we'll just
withdraw my second.
let that die for lack of a second. All right, we'll move on to Public Facilities Committee. And I'll let Mr. Olive read those. Just one motion, I believe.
As you can see, it's been talked about before in moving the 3 control boxes, 2 thermostats, and then the 1 main control box that is now in the Cindy's office. And we're going to move the 2 of them. 2 of them actually pertain to the new portion for the police department. So they're going to move back there, and then the main control box, train box, we're actually gonna just move it into the conference room, just for the fact of having better access, so Debbie can take a look at it periodically and make sure that things are running the way they should be. So that's what we're looking for, a motion for that, for $1,097.50.
Second.
Alderman Jones, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes?
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Martin Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Moving on to Street and Sewer Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. We had a number of motions. First motion I'll make is to have 2 trees located at 215 East Franklin removed by Larry Langen at a cost not to exceed $1,000.
Second.
Second, Alderman Heatherly, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes?
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Marty Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
The next motion, Your Honor, is the one I want to make some corrections to. I misinterpreted the information that I got from Superintendent Wiseman, so it falls entirely upon my shoulders. I want that a motion to, the minutes to be reflected to change. Chairman Walters advised there was only 1 quote obtained, and it was from Larry Langen. Langen gave 2 options. One was to trim the tree for $2,000 or to cut the tree down for $2,500. And both of those figures included the city obtaining and paying $1,500 for the special lift. Originally, I had thought that Larry Langen had the lift, so the city is paying for the lift itself. So again, Chairman Walters advised there was only 1 quote obtained, and it was from Larry Langen. Langen gave 2 options. One was to trim the tree for $2,000 or to cut the tree down for $2,500. And both of those figures that I just gave you include the city obtaining and paying $1,500 for the special lift. So that's the motion I'd like to make, Your Honor.
Okay, again, maybe I missed it there. Did you say which one we're gonna take, which one we're gonna trim it or cut it down?
The motion is, I want to read that into the minutes.
Okay.
The motion is to have 1 tree located at 800 South Florence removed by Larry Langen at a cost not to exceed $2,500. But Alderman Dorchenez wants the minutes to reflect that he reserves the right to change his vote at City Council after looking at the tree. And the comment that I wanted to make on that, and I think I made it at the meeting that night, is, and don't take this the wrong way, any of you gentlemen, but we get these things in the packet on Friday, and they're available to us Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So each one of us, I would hope, would take the time to look at these things and go by prior to the meeting and look at these items that are on the agenda, so we can make some positive decisions that night at the committee meetings, not just mine, but all of them. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so we have the motion by Alderman
I
Walters.
have a question.
Can I get a second real quick, and then we'll have discussion? Second on the motion. Second, Alderman Voda, go ahead, Alderman Dorchenez.
So the total price would be $4,000?
$2,500.
And what'd you say about the lift?
That's
That
included in
includes the lift
that
price.
includes the lift, yes.
Wow. Well, I did go down and look at the tree, and the tree is extremely healthy. It's a nice tree. It's a big tree. It's very old. The 2 limbs that are protruding towards the house doesn't look like to me that would fall on the house no matter what. And the limbs are healthy. They're not dead limbs. I don't think we ought to be doing this. I'm gonna vote no.
Alderman Olive.
I also went, the night after committee meeting, I went down and took a look at this particular tree. And I myself have to agree with Ernie that I didn't see anything actually dangerous about it, that I think there's probably other trees within the city that pose more risk than this one here does, so I would also have to vote no on it.
Well, I did go take a look at the tree, and the lady, brought it to my attention. There, I don't know if you saw it, there is a dead area
Right.
up about 80 feet, I'm guessing 80 feet up there.
70 some feet up in the air.
And it does appear to be like it could be over the house, and then that's what she was concerned about. She called probably in the last 3 weeks twice, and they wanted me to come out and take a look at the limbs that had fallen, and one limb was, probably 12 foot long, and the other one, about 10 foot long. And again, I don't know if the city attorney can tell us anything else. It's you've got a situation when someone brings a possible problem to your attention, then you're kind of put on notice. So that's kind of where we find ourselves. I mean, we can do nothing and hope that nothing happens. The danger is, now that we've been put on notice, if something happens, especially if it's one of those dead limbs, then we have some potential liability there. So there's no easy answer. I mean, it's the fact that they bring it to your attention that there's a problem with the tree, and if you don't do anything at that point, that's where liability comes in. Alderman Heberlin.
It was 3-1 in committee, and I was the one person that voted against it in committee. To me, it's a very healthy tree, and if we can improve its longevity by trimming it, I think that's a better remedy than to take it all the way down. Thank you.
All right, Alderman Zoto.
Is there a reason why this was not brought before the tree board to have them review its potential?
It was a year ago,
Okay.
and at that time, they voted not to have anything done a year ago, and,
There's no longer an active tree board.
Okay.
yeah.
And Your Honor,
Yeah.
if I can, in response to the tree being healthy and trim it, yes, we can trim it, but did you fellows hear my figures? It's $2,000 to trim it. $2,000 to trim it. And so we trim it, then we might have to trim it a couple more years, so do we wanna eliminate the problem for $2,500, be done with it? That was my point.
Okay, any other comments before we vote?
Just like to ask one
Alderman
question.
Bud.
I know that there's at least Terry's house and her sister's house next door that road is considered park, in the park.
Well,
Is this-
when it comes to where the curve is considered in the park. The houses aren't considered in the park.
Well, but the road is, the right-of-way.
Right.
Is this house included in that right-of-way?
The right-of-way does not start for the park until you get to where you make the curve that goes back to the stop sign.
Okay.
That little extension there is also the city's.
So, and these houses are on Florence, just beyond
Right.
what's the,
You've got this house, then you've
Street.
got the house that Gary
Second Street.
Sperling's mother lived in, and then you've got Terry Francis' house,
Her sister lives
all
there.
right there in a row.
anyone else?
Just
Alderman Voda.
Just a comment, because I've been in a situation similar to this, where you're put on notice of a tree, and the tree should fall and damage the property, and you've been put on notice. The insurance company's not gonna cover that, it's gonna be our responsibility.
Right.
Because you've been put on notice.
Right.
I'm glad you agree.
That's true.
So depending on how much damage was to be done to the home, we could end up paying, instead of $2,500 to take this tree down, we could end up paying substantially more, anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 to repair a home.
But what would
So-
actually happen, it would go to the insurance companies to fight it out, and it would be part of what they call subrogation. And we'd have to fight back and forth then to see who is ultimately gonna be responsible for paying for it.
It's a nice tree.
I don't wanna be subrogated, let's cut it down.
All right, well, let's take a roll call and we'll see what happens. Roll call, please.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Reluctantly, yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
No.
Rob Heatherly.
No.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Muller.
No.
Motion passes 4-3.
All right, thank you, Your Honor, thank you, gentlemen. The next motion I'd like to make, get my glasses back on here. Motion to allow Superintendent Wiseman to purchase a pump for rotation purposes for the Pershing Road Lift Station from Van Deventer Engineering at a total cost not to exceed $24,518.24.
Second.
Second, Alderman Heberlin. Discussion and comment?
Be glad to answer any questions that you might have if you didn't attend the meeting.
What's the horsepower on that pump?
The horsepower, I'll refer that to. Seven.
It's only 7 horsepower? $24,000? Okay.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Muller.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
What was that?
Next motion is to allow Superintendent Wiseman to purchase a pump for the rotation purposes for the spillway lift station from Vanderbilt Engineering at a total cost not to exceed $16,715.01.
Second.
Alderman Heberlin, discussion or comment?
Was the horsepower in that pump
Same.
substantially cheaper?
There's a big difference in size.
Okay.
Volume, you mean? Okay, yeah.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Rodney Dorchenez,
Yes.
Rob Heatherling,
Yes.
Bruce Jones,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Martin Boda,
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Next motion I want to make is to allow Superintendent Wiseman to purchase a utility locator from Subsurface Solutions at a cost not to exceed $3,947.
Okay, got a second on that?
Second.
Alderman Voda, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Rodney Dorchenez,
Yes.
Rob Heatherling,
Yes.
Bruce Jones,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Martin Boda,
Yes.
Earl Walters,
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Question, Your Honor, if
Yes.
I may. Superintendent Wiseman, it says that the old unit, that old utility locator has got problems. Are we dispose of that then?
Gonna trade it in.
They're going to trade it in.
That's even better. Thank you.
All right, Alderman Walters, go ahead.
Thank you. The last motion is to motion to direct City Engineer Joe Green to proceed at no cost to the city, as this was applied for in the past, but the city was not chosen, with the application for the DECO Department of Economic Commerce Opportunity Grant for $400,000 for the Paw/East Franklin Storm Sewer.
Okay, have a second on that?
Second.
Alderman Bud, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Rob Heatherling,
Yes.
Bruce Jones,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Martin Boda,
Yes.
Earl Walters,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Rodney Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
And, Your Honor, I'd like to thank my fellow aldermen for putting up with me and to make the changes to that one motion. I apologize for not being a little bit more diligent on that.
Do we still need a motion to accept the minutes?
Yeah,
As
we did-
amended?
Yeah, because all we did was,
Okay, you want to make a motion to accept your street department minutes as amended?
Yes, I'll make
Okay.
that motion, Your Honor.
Get a second from somebody?
Second.
Alderman Voda, discussion or comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Moving on to Finance Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight we met to pass the budgets on and the appropriations. The first motion coming out of tonight's meeting was a motion by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Voda, to recommend to the City Council to approve the FY 2016 through 4/30/2017 budget in the amount of $55,019,790, and make that in form of motion.
Okay, get a second on that?
Second.
Alderman Voda, discussion and comment. Roll call.
Bruce Jones,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Martin Boda,
Yes.
Earl Walters,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Rodney Dorchenez,
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
The next motion was by Alderman Voda, seconded by Alderman Jones, to recommend the City Council approve the fiscal year 5/1/2016 to 4/30/2017 appropriations in the amount of $70,785,200, and make that in form of motion.
Okay, get a second?
Second.
Alderman Heberlin, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Martin Boda,
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Rodney Dorchenez,
Yes.
Rob Heatherling,
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
And the last motion was by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Voda, to recommend the City Council to direct the City Clerk's Office to prepare the appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year 2016-2017 in the amount of $70,785,200, and the document be available for public inspection in the City Clerk's Office beginning July 8th, and that a public hearing will be set at 6:45 on Monday, July 18th. Make that in form of motion.
Second.
Second by Alderman Jones, discussion or comment? Roll call.
Martin Boda,
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Rodney Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling,
Yes.
Bruce Jones,
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. All right, finally we have, we also need a motion to approve the minutes of the July 5th Finance Committee meeting.
Yes, the last motion was to approve those minutes, so is there a motion? I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, get a second?
Second.
Alderman Voda, discussion or comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. And finally, we have a motion to approve and ratify payment of bills. Do we have a new amount?
Yes, $316,898.96.
Okay, entertain that motion. You wanna make that motion?
Make that motion
Alderman
with a
Bud,
comment?
give a second.
Second.
Alderman Voda, go ahead with the comment. Alderman Bud.
And the reason for that change is if you go to the airport for Lily signs, instead of it being 7,119.10, it'll be 6,526.25. So that you can all make that change in your stuff. Insurance, 105,559.70. Healthcare tax, 3,798.50. Illinois Public Risk for workers' comp, August, 23,071. Total insurance is 132,429.20. Electric, 15,427.42. Big R, Ron's and Walmart for miscellaneous, 1,986.09. Garbage, 2,549.34. Christian County for real estate tax, for farmland, 2,318.10. Meyer, Austin, Romano for attorney fees, 6,000. Downtown Taylorville.org, first quarter, January, February, March, 2,345.55. Unique temporary help, 3,726. Paint of limestone, 3,258.41. Altorfer, 7,849.68. Salone equipment, 1,376.81. IMCO for supplies, hydrants, and grates, 46,074.01. Safety Committee for barricade and traffic cones, 2,145.75. IEPA, 1,000. Street Department, Lewis Marsh, 3,615.75. Police Department, Lexi Pool for maintenance agreements, and this is the law enforcement update, 5,450. Uniform allowance, 2,062.33. Verizon Wireless for cell phones, 1,025.60. Water Department Chemicals, 6,341.85. Midwest Meter for supplies, 1,467.35. Lane Christensen, Phase 2 Geophysical Survey, 23,400. Sewer Department, PBI, 1,218. Vanavetter Engineering for 4,296.52. Airport, Crawford Murphy and Tilly for the taxiway extension, 11,228.94. Again, Lily Signs, 6,526.25. And cemetery for Goodman Fence for fence around the fuel tanks, 1,976. And these bills total to 297,069.21.
Thank you. Any other questions regarding the bills? Roll call, please.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Okay, per subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06, this portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Open Meetings Act of 5 ILCS 120/1 mandates that no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and/or committee meeting. So if anyone out there wants to address the council, please provide your name and address and limit your comments to 3 minutes or so. Would anyone out there like to address the council? Please stand up and give your name.
My name is Amory Gardner, and I am here with Dottie's. The address is 1324 Springfield Road. Should I sit, or how do I?
Whatever you feel comfortable.
Okay. I just wanted to address the ordinance change in regards to how you define gross revenue. Just a few things I want you guys to consider for that. I'm sure you're all familiar with Dottie's. For starters, I don't know if you all are aware, but we actually got licensed and were here prior to the ordinance that took effect. It discussed the percentages, under the understanding that we were welcome in this town. We don't build cases where we're not wanted, is the goal. Few other things also, this kind of changes the standard procedure of how people do accounting for restaurants. CPA standards are that things that are purchased, like a buy one, get one, for example, would be under gross. So this is changing it basically to like a net sale, if that makes sense. So I don't know if you're aware that it would be changing all of your restaurants to be doing accounting practices different than standard. Also, it could affect a lot of the other restaurants and taverns. I don't know if this requirement, knowing that they will have to change their accounting, could possibly put a lot of people out of business. Just wanted to make sure that was something that was discussed. Also, for us personally, we give away a great deal of stuff. We give away food, we give away free play, we give back a lot of stuff to our patrons. And this new ordinance will force us to charge for pretty much everything. So it's also going to impact the citizens of the town and the fact that we cannot give them back as much as we would like to, unfortunately. We've crunched our numbers and we're confident we'll be able to meet the new ordinance. And we're gonna have to make some changes, implement some more things, of course. But it will impact the residents. Let me see here. Oh, I do have a question on it too, or just something to know. In one section, section C, it states that, not including any value of 2-for-1 purchases. I believe that the intent would have been to not include one of the, because if you buy one and you get one free,
sure.
the one you buy should still be
Right, that would
included,
count.
but that's not how it's worded,
Okay.
so I wanted to address that. So overall, we'd just like you to maybe reconsider it or look to amending it in the future so that it doesn't have such a negative impact on all of those that are in the restaurants and the gaming, so.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else out there like to address the council?
If not,
Alderman Dorchenez?
if not, I have something. I'd like to digress. This bothers me a little bit about the tree on South Lawrence. I'd just like to make sure that what we've done is correct. The lady on South Lawrence, you said she talked to you personally?
Yes.
And her request was to have
Tree removed.
removed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She wants it out of there. All right, anyone else? Okay, seeing no one, I entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, second by Alderman Voda. Discussion or comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Meeting adjourns at 7:36 PM.